Okay, welcome back yet again, friends and enemies. We are doing some more Tales of Arise tonight. Yeah, going a little off schedule. We are still going to be doing Persona 3 Reload later, but since we are getting pretty close to the end of this game, I figured we would just nip this in the bud, finish it up, and next week we would be able to move on to another new game. That I have not decided on just yet. There are so many other games that I have to get through, but I noticed that I have another new subscriber, whoever that is, thank you. And while we are on the topic of subscribers, wanted to remind everybody to like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. And hello, Cosmic Crone Echo. You pop in to say hi. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to finish this up tonight. And once again, thank you for getting this game for me, because I've really been loving it. It's
years.
Great game.
So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
Should finish it today, I'm pretty close.
I'm just a little shaken.
As long as I get it done in another...
I knew what I was already.
3.5 hours, then, yeah.
But it's strange.
As normal, I'm planning on shutting down around 9 o'clock.
I'm scared that I'll put
Which will be another,
just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then
yeah, 3.5 hours.
No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah. We wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
Okay, there's another one of these.
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost-type stuff.
This is gonna freak Rinwell out.
That's your
Oh,
grand
it's...
theory? That we're being haunted?
it's gonna
Come
freak
on,
out Kisara.
Wait.
Okay.
He might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dana's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent.
And yet another one. Okay.
For the people of Lenegus,
How many more of these cutscenes are there?
Dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority. Grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Okay, so that's that for the cutscenes. I don't know if... Oh, there's a chest here. Okay. Oh, life bottle. That's exactly what I was going back to buy from the merchant. Any more of those around here? Oh, another chest. Grape gel. That'll come in handy. Should probably search all of these rooms, just to be sure. And by all these rooms, I mean only 2 of them. Let's restore our CP real quick. Or not. We do not have any orange gel left. See, can we, yeah, let's fast travel and go to that shop.
We've reached our destination.
Yeah, let's get rid of that. Guess we can't really afford much else, though.
Did we really just spend that much money?
It was necessary, Kisara. Shut up. Okay, so I guess... Alright, that's fine. Those Zoogles didn't respawn, did they? Okay, looks like they did. Let's try to run past them. I guess we have to fight this thing.
Don't get careless.
Don't tell me!
Burning?
Negative water. Here
I'm sorry.
Eat dirt! You'll pay
As
for
if the
that!
normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Leave the chargers to me!
Gemini Aqua!
Denied!
Rending you up!
Annihilation! Mega Ray!
You're on! Here I come! Blow away! Air pressure!
Sighted! Graviton Field!
Take this! Armor won't save you! If
it's in the sky, it's mine!
Resonate with the earth! Dazzle! Stalagmite!
On your knees! Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning strike! Water, hear my call!
This is some
This
punishment.
one's mine!
Not done yet!
Searing
Blow
flame!
away!
I'm all stocked up!
Stardust!
Well, I'm clearly not going to win this, but still, we'll try anyway.
Reload!
Mirage!
Hear me!
Here I
Flame
come.
of fury! Burning
Strike.
strike! Water,
You're
hear my
finished.
call! Huh. Mega ray!
Dazzle!
Annihilation!
Flaming thrust!
Mega ray!
No!
Gemini
Can't end here!
Don't give up!
Well, Shionne's dead.
I can't believe this.
I can. Yeah, let's use a couple of those orange gels.
Brace yourself! This one's tough! Engaging! Mirage! I'll smash you! Thanks!
Far enough!
You're mine! I won't show you any mercy! Now you're mine! Take this! I'm not done! Fire in the hole!
Healing circle! Thanks!
Stardust!
Sorry.
Transform!
First aid!
Elusive finish! Release!
Rotating.
Lunar correction!
Raining flash! Burn! Escape! Stardust!
The enemy wields arcs too.
We'll soon see about that! If it's in the sky, it's mine! Flight!
Support! Mission!
Let me help! Dance in the wind! First aid!
No further! Stardust!
Thrust! Ready to go!
I'm ready!
Here we go.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Scream faith and
Flaming thrust! Rending you apart! Bloody resonate with the earth! Mirage! Stalagmite! Strike! Burn in hell!
It's over!
Take this!
Not on my watch! Now!
Revolt! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Lunar correction!
Ah, one more of these guys. Okay.
Rain down! Now!
On your knees! Take this!
it was a close thing.
Oh, that's what I forgot to look for when I was at the store earlier. I was gonna see if I could find a copy of Bendy and the Ink Machine. Getting that damn song stuck in my head that my friend's been, well, we played it once, but it ended up being stuck in my head.
I'm going in!
Kinda wanna check the game out now.
It's over! Stardust!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down.
I never fit!
No escape! You picked the wrong fight! Damn it! Here I come! Be still!
Flame of fury! Burning strike! Glacial spear! Here's the
Southern wind! You're mine!
Freelancer!
Elusive deity! Lost in Mirage! Southern wind! Mirage! Wind!
It's almost too strong.
Be my guest!
Take this.
You did it! Wind! Burn in hell!
I'll blind you with a shot.
Take it!
Benediction light.
I'll smash you! Like steel! Blow away! Raining flash! Begin!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
There we go.
I'm ready! Take this off! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
On your knees.
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning!
Be still!
Water! Hear my call! If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Lightning thrust!
Meteor!
Well, am I improving?
Tremendously.
The speed and precision of your aim is simply unmatched.
I had no idea you were watching me so closely.
Okay, back here again. I think there was a chest that we ended up missing the first time through. Let's check the map again. If anything, it's a little farther down. Yeah, there it is. Or not. Okay, that thing was already up. Oh wait, that was the one that had the life bottles in it. Okay. I don't know why the hell that was still on the map when the other ones are clearly not there anymore. But whatever. More life bottles? Please? Either that or gel. Like... Oh! Okay, that's also good. I'll take that. I think this is the scene that I actually skimmed ahead to see how much time I had left. Yeah, Volaron is supposed to be like,
We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
walled up somewhere around here, right?
After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renis Alma was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renis Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Naori? What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself.
Wait, what?
The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the Maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first.
Well, you done fucked up, Shionne's ancestor.
With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power...
Bitch in the red shirt has it now.
The chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead. That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse on to my descendants as well. Please.
Well, that explains where Shionne's thorns came from,
I never
then.
meant to burden the future world with this threat, too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Danan voice speaking through her?
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities.
I think I liked his black
Focus and
outfit
enhance
better.
them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are
Wait,
directly
did he get a
linked
new
to the
sword,
answers we've
too?
been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
I don't think that's the one that I crafted for him last time before we left for...
Locating the Renis Alma
Yeah,
would allow
that's
us
a
to
new sword,
neutralize
too.
the dark astral energy inside Shionne, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a Maiden and Sovereign. Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns. Shionne.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion. However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic. You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
I think I like Shionne's new outfit a bit better now. Showing off a bit more bust.
Yeah, we've come
Though
all
I
this
do
way.
miss her original
Now we just need to
hairstyle.
search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Shionne at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shionne. You included. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop.
Indeed.
Thank you, Naori. So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shionne. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony, and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories.
It's the reason for your curse.
The thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No. The truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself, and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead, and it's for my sake, so I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
Well, that's a done deal right there. We do for you, Alphen. I think that was new, art. Sword given to the chosen sovereign that draws out all the latent powers so as to carry out the spiritual, or spirit channeling ceremony. Okay. Well, let's equip some of that shit. I guess it's already equipped, but, yeah, anyway. Where's that Rising Phoenix ability that I just bought? Okay, I guess that wasn't an ability after all.
That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
This is it, guys. Time to see what secrets are in store.
Indeed. Okay, so there's a boss battle coming up. Also, may as well listen to this.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renans and Danans.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The ones separating the Renans from the Danans, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy. Her wish for the world.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
We're a long way from the residential quarters now. It looks completely different.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, this place... it reminds me more of being back inside the Wedge.
Except the Danon astral energy feels even stronger here.
In a portion of the city reserved purely for the Renin Sovereign.
Maybe he just has strange tastes?
This place looks like it has been here for quite some time now. If its design were a matter of personal preference, we would be talking from centuries ago. Or perhaps even further back. Still, this isn't the sort of decadence of taste spoken of in artistic circles. So what is it then?
Hold up, decadence? Artistic circles?
When a preference is indulged to its extreme, it descends into kitsch, eccentricity for the sake of it. I'd be happy to illuminate you further.
That depends. Does it involve you buying me lunch?
Free lunch is always
The void that
good.
art fills isn't the stomach, it's the soul.
In that case, I'll let you know the next time my soul starts to rumble.
Now all we need is something to fill up the void inside your head.
Shut up!
Volaron, right?
Volron! He really was still alive.
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait though, something doesn't seem right here.
Yeah, he seems kind of fucked up. What's going on?
The powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in a machine.
Hey look, over there.
Isn't that the Maiden's crest?
Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion. Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alphen, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible?
Okay, so it really is Esperoba. She's got a bunch of twins and that same stupid haircut. Okay, what's going on now?
What is this?
Who the hell are they?
It can't be. Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
They're not feeling particularly talkative.
It's no use, Alphen. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting ducks here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand.
That'll bring you down.
Mirage! I owe you one.
Water, hear my
Mirage!
spread!
Now you see what I can do!
Elusive deity! Freeze lance of
Sword Rain Alpha! Dazzle! Mirage!
In here! Alright, saving this one!
Dragon Swarm! Ignite! Be still!
More with that
Wind! Here I come! Be still!
Here I go!
Mirage!
Not on my watch!
Severing Wind! No further! You're mine! Mirage!
Raging
Wind!
Cascade!
I'm not done!
In here!
Mirage!
I'll be saving this one!
I'm sorry to trouble you.
Shattering pieces! Attack time! Hitting pile driver! More for the top pile!
Take this!
Here, let me help! This one's mine!
Begin! You're on! Take this!
I'll be saving
Lightning
this one!
thrust! You're on!
Elusive deity!
Lightning thrust!
More where that came from! Hear me! Flame of fury! Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Lightning raging cascade!
Let me free you of
Take
your
this!
power.
Lightning thrust!
Don't suffer in
You're on!
silence.
Air the power of water! Ready!
It's over!
Here! Not on my watch!
Can you take it?
Ammo!
Not today!
Let me help!
Here I come!
Aid!
You know, I've been thinking.
Raging cascade!
I think the next game that we're gonna do after we finish this one, if we finish this one up today, we'll see about doing Rise of the Ronin. Or Ronin, or however you pronounce that. I ended up buying that the day that it released, along with, I think it was... Wait, no, it wasn't Persona 3 Reload. What other game released the same day that that game came out? There was some I think it may have been Alone in the Dark, actually. Yeah, back when I bought Alone in the Dark, I also picked up Rise of the Ronin, or Ronin, or, again, however the fuck you say it. We'll see about trying that game once we beat Tales of Rise.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Lightning precipitation! Thunderblade!
Thank you, Shionne.
Lightning thrust! Lightning Phoenix! You're mine!
In the wind!
Be
Bring
still!
you back from
You're
death's abyss!
on!
More to the stockpile!
Lightning
Resuscitation!
thrust!
Oh, sparkling star! Let me help!
For the
Lightning thrust!
Photon handle it! Radiant! More here!
Be still!
I can carve through armor! Here we go!
Lightning thrust!
Radiant! Photon!
Be still!
More where
You're
that
on!
came from!
Be still! You're on!
Can you take it?
Well, it seems like that thing's weak to electricity, so I may as well just spam that. Also, yeah.
Not today!
Orange gel, yep, use that.
They smite with blackened blade!
More orange gel.
This should do it! Lightning thrust! Prepare to be seized! Lightning
Where are
thrust!
you going?
No further! Dazzle! Lightning
Lightning
thrust!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my
Take
thunder.
Now you see what I can do! Here I come! Be still! You're on!
Not in your dreams.
Be still! You're on! It's on!
Wait, did we defeat one of them already, or is... Oh, no, there are still 3 running around. Okay.
Eat dirt blood! Rending you a dazzle! You're bloody holiday! Lightning thrust! You're on! Lightning thrust! You're on! Here I come! Elusive deity! You're on! Hitting pile driver! It's over! I'm not done! Come inside me! Yours to be let free! Lightning thrust! You're on! Lightning thrust! You're on! Be still! You're on! Dazzle! You're on! I'll smash you! You're mine! Dazzle!
Can't get out of this!
You're on! This one's all mine!
I'm going to need to use
Not
all the
today!
I'm ready.
Well, halfway done already.
You're on! Lightning thrust!
Imbue this vanquish.
And Rinwell's dead.
To accomplish this.
Lightning thrust!
This one's mine.
Oh wait, Darlin can use resuscitation as well?
Glacial spear. Pierce evil.
I
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
think that's the first time that I've picked up on that.
Not today!
I thought Shionne was the one who did all the reviving.
You're on! Be still! Hitting pile driver! You're on!
Don't suffer in silence.
Shattering of pieces!
Elusive deity! You're on!
Sleep now.
Can't get out of this! Dazzle! Mirage! Be still! I'll face you! Burn! Dazzle!
Where are you going?
Mirage! Be still! Mirage! No! Can't end here!
Don't leave me!
Okay, we need more CP. It still feels fucking weird saying that, no matter how many times I play this. Like, we need to get more CP. Like, they couldn't have picked a better abbreviation or acronym or whatever the fuck you call it.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Photon, dance in the wind. Resuscitation. Will this help? More for the
Not done yet!
Healing is down.
You're mine! Be still!
I'll bring you back from death's
Lightning
abyss.
thrust! Mirage! Lightning thrust! Mirage!
Confiscated.
Far enough! I can carve through armor!
Got you.
Be still! Mirage! Negative lightning thrust! Be still! Eat dirty! Mirage! Dazzle!
Here, let me help.
Mirage! Lightning thrust! Rising Phoenix!
Wait, what? How the fuck did I do that?
This one's mine.
Lightning thrust! Mirage! Here I come!
Wait, hold on. How did I use Rising Phoenix?
Still!
Ah.
Forgive me. This is my fault. Don't get carried away!
You know what? Yeah, pineapple gel. Let's just...
Sorry. Resuscitation. Ready to go.
Probably should have saved that for whatever battle is coming last, but, still.
I owe you. I'm all stuffed up.
Welcome to the stream, Dark Magnus. How are you doing tonight?
Lunar corruption.
Can't get out of this!
Lightning orb. I'm all stuffed up. Lightning command. I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish this.
Rending you apart! Be still! Don't get carried away! Be still! Mirage! Lightning thrust!
Lightning.
Dazzle!
You're kind of sick. Yo, I kind of think that I'm getting there a bit myself. I've been having some, lung congestion recently. And not the normal kind of congestion that I typically deal with, but, yeah, weather is getting colder, so, that's to be expected.
Couldn't make it in time.
Hope that you get better, though.
I'm a sitting duck.
Retreat from this battle.
Retreat? I would never.
Denied!
Oh, magic is there. Sleep now. I'll be saving
Not done
this
yet.
one.
Elusive lightning thrust! Mirage! Lightning thrust!
Burning.
Mirage! Be still! Mirage! Be still! You're mine! In a bind? You're stop! Lightning thrust! Mirage! Be still! Mirage! One more of this and I'll burn out! Eat dirt! Be still! Mirage! Lightning shattering the pieces! Attack time!
Lunar corruption. This one's mine.
Be still!
That'll bring you down.
Mirage!
Both ready.
Dazzle! Mirage!
In here.
Dazzle away!
Do it. Demons descend.
Here we go.
Oh, sparkling stars of light, rain down in pure gold.
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alphen!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
Really? You look fine to me.
You had me worried there.
Not a speck of dirt on that bright white outfit.
Who said you could touch that?
And Volron is still somewhat conscious.
Damn it! He's awake!
Doesn't look like he can really do anything about it, though. Just grab the thing and just get where you need to go.
Naturally, it was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
How are you going to do that when you're bound like
After all
that?
this time, you still insist on hating me? You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Yeah, what is he planning to do?
Really, is that what you think? Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Boron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a
slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renin and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renin and Danan are meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
Okay, that thing is still here.
A red woman.
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Well, that thing's gone now. And he is completely fucked now. Okay.
It's too late. You can't stay here.
We need to go. Alphen!
Oh, we got to see a bit of a brief butt shot from Shionne there. Nice. We're not going to get separated again, are we? Yeah, that fucking face there.
Go. But no, I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law.
I just can't with that fucking expression.
Are you two okay?
Like, fucking constipated there.
Is Volron... Have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Plays a zombie in your new game.
Those
Oh,
red
you
women.
you made a game, Dark
What the heck was
Magnus?
their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers and Faria in a trance?
What? Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renaissance. Damn it, that's the second time now!
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back. The future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Okay,
Volon
now we're
mentioned
going
a
to that
master of theirs
planet.
holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human.
It's like $2. What's the name of the game?
So
I'll
this
look it up
thing
real
over
quick.
on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renaissance in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
But seriously, I was not expecting Volron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Renans or Danans.
Yeah, not in a good way like with us.
I didn't see that coming about Volron. As for those red women, to think they were monsters all along.
Tell me about it. One minute they look perfectly human.
Blood
Next
Lost
thing you know, they're not
multiplayer.
actually human at all.
Multiplayer
They
only
definitely
game.
weren't Renan or
Let me look
Danon.
that up real quick.
I'm not even sure language would get through to them.
So what were they then? Human Zoogle hybrids?
Is the most terrifying thing anyone said all day?
How about you, Shionne? Darlin? You ever seen anything like that before?
Did you mean to say
No,
Bloodlust?
never.
Because that's when
However, if they're the same as the red woman we've seen with Volron, I think it's safe for us to assume they understand our language at the very least.
That's what's showing up on
I had just so
Steam,
much I wanted to
saying
ask her.
Bloodlust.
About Rena. And Shionne's thorns.
Unfortunately, they blew themselves up before we got the chance. Why would they do such a thing, though? To take us with them?
You have the link. Can
Or in order to
you
keep something
link me
hidden?
with that on
Both
Twitter?
sound plausible to my
I
ears.
don't
They
know
took
if
off
I
with the
have links
Renaissance
enabled
too,
for
remember?
YouTube.
Yeah, they did.
You could try to send it here,
And
but I
next
think the
time
best
we
way
meet
would be
them,
for you
we're
to
going
link
make
it to
sure
me
they tell
on
us everything
Twitter.
they know.
Wait, why the hell am I running? I could just... Yeah, we could just fast travel again. Wait, what? Okay, maybe we can't fast travel now for whatever reason. Can we do it from here? Okay, more energy. What are we going to be fighting against now?
Go no further!
Still! Rising engaging!
Leave the torment to me!
Rotating pile driver!
Lightning by the
You're
power
mine!
of one! They really don't give up, do they?
Bring him down! You're mine! Dazzle! You're on!
Lightning can
An astral arts?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Fuck yeah! And the bubbling to me!
Air water! Hear my heart! Raging cascade!
Burn!
Here's the
Sword Lane Alpha!
Water blaster! Go on! Here it goes! Confiscated!
Go to hell! Dazzle!
I'm going to need to use lightning condemn! My healing art!
You're mine!
Sorry to trouble you.
Do the same for me.
Lightning thrust! You're on!
Reflect on that sin.
That one's mine!
You picked the wrong fight!
I'm ready! Glacial spear! Here's the evil!
Damn it! Missed that one. Oh, here we go.
This ends
Got my
now.
chance back.
Consider yourself finished!
Here I go! Raging cascade!
Mirage! You're mine! Mirage!
Anything in order to this one's mine!
Take this! Lightning thrust! I'm ready!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Can you take it?
Severing wing!
Hear my call!
Mirage! Take this!
Hear me! Flame of fury!
Mirage! Wind!
Hear
I'm
my
ready!
call! Radiant
Kisara!
sound!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Dance in the wind!
Reflect on that
Lightning
sin.
thrust!
They
Phoenix!
Still have no idea how I'm doing that ability. Be nice if they had like a move list like Mortal Kombat. Or some abilities I've only used once and I can never figure out how to get those to work a second time around. Wait, what's this back here? Got like a little crystal mine or something?
Addiction light.
Rising Phoenix!
Heal.
I owe you one!
Raging storm!
Rising Phoenix! You're
Resurrection!
mine!
Scream.
Lightning
It's like
thrust!
trying to keep up with a wall!
Bending you up.
Rising Phoenix!
Bloody
Oh, you just... Okay.
It's too fast!
stand back. I'll trip it up.
Yeah, you just hold down the lightning thrust button.
Severing wing!
Being interrupted. Addiction light.
Whirl away! I owe you one. Take this! Rising Phoenix! You picked the wrong fight!
Imagine, this far into the game, I'm only just realizing that you can fucking hold down the different attack buttons to get different moves. I should have been doing this the entire time.
Rising Phoenix! You're mine! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! On your knees! Be still! Rising Phoenix! Take this! Dazzle!
That's why reading is important, Vinny.
In a vine.
Gotta read that shit as it comes up, because I'm sure that they gave me a tutorial for this shit in the past and I just ignored it.
One's all mine. Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
Hands in the wind!
Denied!
Lightning thrust.
Healing circle! This way!
Strike.
Thanks!
Stardust.
Do it!
Blah, blah, blah!
I'm in your debt.
Crossblade! Spread!
I've used a bit too much healing.
Probably sell most of that stuff.
Let's dispose of the trash.
Rising Phoenix. Elusive
Raging
Eagle
Cascade!
Rage. Be still.
Go! In here!
Rising
Only
Phoenix.
getting started!
Time to cross blade.
I'll be fading!
Be still. Stardust.
Lightning orb! More with that
Here I come. It's over.
Spread! Dance in the wind!
You're mine.
Air! Ready!
Dazzle. Rising Phoenix.
Each day!
Rain flash.
Lightning condemned!
Rising. Any more of this and I'll burn out.
Never fit!
Lightning thrust. Rising.
Maybe we'll even be able to beat this thing this time around.
They can't get out of this. Dazzle.
Raging storm! Lunar
Rising Phoenix. You're my.
Raging
Can you
cascade!
take it?
Here,
Hold
let me
on.
help! In here!
Feeling dead.
Cascade! I'll be fading this way!
Charge like that can easily be fatal.
Just as well, I...
Alright, we still got Orange Gel left.
Benediction light.
Lightning thrust.
Our art is being interrupted.
Raining flash.
Stalagmite!
Another incantation ruined.
Dazzle. Rising Phoenix. Dazzle.
Demon Land! Order won't save you! Far enough!
Lightning thrust.
Benediction light.
Lewis.
I don't even know the word defeat.
Dazzle.
Don't suffer in silence.
Stardust.
Dazzle!
Rising Phoenix.
Glacial Spear!
Dazzle. Mirage.
Benediction light.
Ignite.
It's time to
Oh,
finish
here we go. What do you got for us, Shionne?
consuming wildfire!
Oh, penny shot.
Benediction light.
Lunar fire! Dazzle! Mega in
Rising
the wind!
Phoenix. Lightning thrust.
Eat now! Ready! Saving this one! First!
Where are you going?
Dazzle. Lightning thrust. Mirage.
Take this.
Radiant Pierce! Not on my watch!
Lightning thrust. Rising Phoenix. Dazzle.
Rise and
Mirage. Can't end here.
Come on, Shionne, revive me.
I'll bring you back from death abyss!
I'll smash you!
Spread!
I'm ready!
Field!
Be still. Rising Phoenix.
Benediction light.
Be still.
Denied!
Heal.
Thunder Field!
Rising Phoenix. Lightning thrust. Mirage. Be still.
Mega Ray! Air thrust!
Behold!
And Dohun's got an attack now. Groovy.
Tectonic vision! Beckon into everlasting
Lightning thrust.
darkness.
Rising Phoenix. It's over.
Purify all!
Mirage. Be still.
I'll face you.
Rising Phoenix. Be still. Mirage. Lightning thrust.
Pierce evil! Dance in the wind!
Oh yeah, we got this for sure.
Rising Phoenix.
Radiant Pierce!
Rising Phoenix.
Shattering them to pieces!
I'm on top one!
Blow away.
Getting down!
Be still. Rising Phoenix.
Darlin! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes. My exploits are bearing fruit.
Maybe we can use that for a new weapon. Kinda like we did with those big bastards from before. Although we did kinda get a new and better weapon, even though we went through all that fucking trouble, so... Maybe those items will ultimately be useless in the end. You followed me on Twitter? Alright, I'll follow you back. Yeah, if you're a game developer, I could probably learn quite a bit from you, because that's something that I also want to try to do. Dr. Pepper, Mr. Hyde, I'm assuming that's you. I just gave you a follow back.
When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
Oh look, and there is somebody here who is trying to do more art scamming. Guess we're gonna remove them.
You two.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything.
You're
About
welcome.
How I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing, so she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegus is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegus from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegus right now?
Lenegus wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is... Ah. Very well then. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
You sent the link, I could share the game with my friends and play multiplayer.
All of us?
I'll take a look at that. Let's see.
It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Eldaman and Sia.
Look, up there! It's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid. As people so often are when faced with the unknown.
Alright, so it's a FPS game. Cool.
Put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However,
I'll take a look at that down the line. See if I can share it in a couple of servers that I'm in.
I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegus, not the lords and sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many. I hope that you'll lend me your strength. For if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing, was it true?
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie, built on nothing but falsehoods.
But it can't all have been...
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society? How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things.
Like the content of your character, right?
Oh, I don't know. Musical talent, for example.
That too.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept Turnigan's death. To see a future.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegis till you get back.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegis who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes.
I think there's a sock for that.
We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits.
Alright, let me guess. We're gonna have another cutscene immediately after we upgrade whatever we want to upgrade here. If we can upgrade anything, it doesn't look like... Oh wait, Rinwell's got some stuff. It looks like we could do something with him too. Nothing for Kisara yet. And what about you, Alphen? Duration of over limit, boosted strike, increased counter strike damage. And Shionne, how about we do that?
Looks like the people of
And yep, we have another cutscene that we immediately get into after that.
In one sense, when all is said and done, perhaps I have been a slave this whole time too.
You, a Renan Lord? How do you figure that exactly?
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values, resigned to being swept along, without the resolve to take a stand. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment. A lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know what else I could do about it either. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person. At least, that's what Law's dad Zephyr used to say. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of freedom. Or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now. This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed.
Anybody curious about why I'm kind of bouncing all over the place and what I was pouring there? I have some Fireball whiskey.
I wonder, have I been
it's helping to soothe my throat.
Passed to me?
Did say earlier that I'm kind of dealing with a bit of congestion on my end as well, and this stuff helps.
How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me. You seem to have been aware of it for quite some time now.
Why ask me now? What does it matter? But yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. You're forging ahead. That's what matters. If my brother could see you, he'd be proud.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
Okay, is this gonna be about Rinwell now? Leaving the nest? Oh.
Kisara?
Kisara again,
Anyone
okay.
at home in there?
Sorry.
Thought that was gonna be an analogy to owls, but alright.
To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Those two are gonna be fucking my
Must be
game's
that
end,
maternal
aren't
instinct of
they?
yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a mother
Lucky
bird,
Dohalim.
finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
That's one way to look at it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was.
If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
Okay, where to next? Ah, okay. I think we're supposed to get back to our ship, right? Because we're supposed to be headed for, Rena now, or Rena, or however the fuck you pronounce it. Sorry, authorized personnel only. The damage beyond here is too severe, you'll have to go around. Okay, very good. Okay, residential zone again. And also, if you are hearing a buzz, that is because I have my phone charging, as I am keeping my notepad opened for, potential points to clip in the game. Speaking of which, I kind of forgot to jot down where Volaron was doing his constipation face. That would have been fun to clip. Honestly, I should probably start focusing on clipping actual gameplay footage as opposed to my reactions to things. That may draw in more people who are actually interested in the games and shit. Okay, here we go. Take off departure area. Hopefully we can beat this in another 2 hours, because that's where I'm shutting down. Actually, let's, again, look this up, see how far I am. I should just keep the thing opened up in a separate tab so I can keep
I thought we'd find
going
answers
back.
on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix, too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renaissance. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should...
The hell?
What?
Oh, and that thing is here as well. Alright. Shit ton of them. Okay. Okay, where the hell are we now?
Damn! The hell just happened? Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before
You got
we
into
can
game
land?
development through making maps for
Everyone,
Classic Doom?
look
Oh,
there.
fun. I kind of want to get into that. There are a lot of stories that I have that I want to try to incorporate into video games, but I still need to learn coding and how to do all that stuff. I have a friend in real life who's offering to teach me how to do that, but I could use all the help I could get. I don't want to continue wasting my life away in some dumb factory in my hometown, which... and I just, I'm kind of working on a video explaining this. I already wasted like 8 years of my life doing conventional work and a bunch of other bullshit that I don't really care about. I should have been trying to do, like, game development and stuff from the beginning, instead of letting people, like, tell me, oh, that's not a real career option. Oh, that's, not something that's gonna sustain you. Oh, you need to get a real job. All that crap, that narrative that people have been trying to push to me. Yeah, so right now, I really want to learn how to do that, so I can actually do something meaningful with my life, as opposed to, again, wasting my life away in a factory, as I've already said. Like, it's one of the main reasons why I'm doing streaming as well. I'm hoping that eventually I'll be able to make some sort of monetary value through this. Like, trying to entertain, or, something. Something other than just throwing my life away on just pointless pursuits that nobody else gives a fuck about.
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
The Flower of Oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe
The idea for the game that I
We made it
was
all this way,
coming
and
up
now
with,
we're
I was
stuck
thinking that
here?
I would try to make it into a
We're watching Dana
side-scroller,
die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to
like
sit here
with a
and starve
similar
to death.
gameplay style
Oh,
to
calm
the
down.
Shantae franchise,
You're not the only one who's worried here.
or Castlevania rather.
Sorry.
I don't think
still
too
too
many
early
people
to
are
give
familiar
up.
with
There
Shantae.
has to
Like,
be a way to get out of this.
Castlevania is normally what you think of when you think, well, either that or Metroid,
Now what?
for side-scrollers.
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
Again, with most of the ideas that I have, the problem is actually getting them out onto paper, and actually putting them together. Like, I have the idea in my head, but it's very, very hard to actually get it to work with all the renditions that are going on in my brain and all that shit. Still, even if it takes me 20 years, that's something that I aspire to do.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Just shot in the dark here, but why not team up with another indie game developer and be like the person to come up with ideas and stuff?
While we were back on the starship.
I
we should see where this
could
path
do
takes
that,
us.
but I also kinda don't want people taking credit for my ideas. You know, like, I mean, obviously they would have to credit me, but at the same time, I don't want anybody else to have the rights to my ideas and my worlds that I create. If that makes any sense.
I still can't get over.
I think I'm kind of overdoing with this whiskey here, so what I'm saying may not make sense for the remainder of this stream, but
right about now.
But basically, I want to.
So I figured it was just another round planet like ours.
I kind of want to be the one in control of my characters, my own world, and all that stuff. I just want people to, like,
beats me. I have
help
absolutely
me along the way.
It's so surreal.
Or I could just go indie myself, just do everything myself, which would be
Rena and Dana.
very time-consuming, and I don't know how well that would work. It's
But to think that they lied to us, not only about the Sovereign and the Crown contest.
The process is just struggling to,
Dohalim.
or strenuous to think about itself.
Who's the wise guy that
like,
summoned us here?
I don't know. Maybe I should be talking about this when I'm more sober, but
Shionne, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
Still.
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
No,
I haven't gotten drunk on stream for a while either. Actually, haven't been drinking an awful lot lately.
Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot
honest.
in your mouth?
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking on eggshells around me. Besides,
as long as I don't
I'm
wake
the
up
one
in a
who
puddle
should
of
be
puke in
vigilant
the
about
morning,
not
I'll be
touching
fine.
You guys, not the other way around.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch people. Does it ever get lonely sometimes?
She could still touch herself.
I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. It was
About
either
Bow
accept
Wow.
it for what it was or come undone. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. I think I even forgot there was another way to live. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone. I did.
And I am going to slide
So
that
numb to
whiskey
your
across the
reality,
room.
you couldn't even recognize it as loneliness?
Yeah, I'm not gonna have
I don't
another
know how you
refill of that
managed.
for quite a
It's fine.
while.
I know I'm not alone anymore.
But I can't even touch you. No way of lending you a shoulder when you're down? Even Alphen.
I appreciate the concern. Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer. But not forever. Alphen promised me that. Maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't be. But either way, the day will come. And I'll be ready when it does.
Yeah, just hang in there. One day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see. I promise.
Okay, and there's another one of these cutscenes. Alright. Another Rinwell and Law moment.
Ah, what the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games, Rinwell.
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Yeah, but seeing you act all nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too.
Oh, Sorry.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.
And another one. Okay. Why can't they just play these scenes automatically?
That beam of light joining Dana and Rena. It was the Renan side that it first came from, right?
That's what it looked like. And then the Danon side responded.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renan homeworld? To reawaken the Wedge and Lenegis?
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all. But what are they after? Is it really worth going through all this trouble just to steal Dana's energy?
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand, dwelling on it won't get us anywhere.
Oh, by the way, Dark Magnus, you initially found my channel through Rise of the Triad. Or, not Rise of the Triad,
You made it this far,
Daikatana, right?
You
Or was it
noticed something, you
Half-Life
change it.
that you initially
That's all
tuned in
anyone
on?
can do. But you can't stand still in the meantime.
Because I had a question about Daikatana, I just can't figure it out. On the Steam version, that first stream that I did of that game, apparently all of my data ended up getting lost, so, yeah, I'm gonna have to try to, replay that game to try to get to the point where I left off before I could do it again. Do you know any console commands that I can use to just pick up where I left off instead? Oh, you said Half-Life. Oh, okay. Well, you may, maybe you do know a bit about Daikatana anyway, since I do remember you tuned in for that one as well. But, yeah, if I cannot get to the point where I left off initially, that game is going to be on hiatus for a while. Until I can figure something out with it. Considered buying the N64 version for a while, but after I looked at the resolution for that, I was like, no, I'll just stick with the Steam one. At the same time, I don't want to replay through all that again before streaming it a second time.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Huh? What's that?
It's one
No,
of
you
those.
don't really. You've seen the game, but you never
woman
played
in
it. Ah,
disguise.
okay.
Or is this their true
Fair enough.
form?
So it was a trap?
I don't really have anything planned for tomorrow aside from maybe a bit of Rule of Rose, so...
It doesn't look like it can move.
Maybe I'll see about trying to figure things out tomorrow for that game. I really don't want to put it
Tell
off,
me,
but
are you the one who brought us here?
at the same time, that's kind of out of my control.
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
Who is this?
Can talk.
What are you?
Hevrect 35.
Hevrect 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
What did you do to us?
Being scanned?
I
What is this?
examined your bodies.
Ah.
You have not been harmed in any way. Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh, goody. More riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil. The red women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Dake Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's great spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this Great Spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it, without question, throughout the ages.
I am so lost right now.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this Great Spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
You fucking kidding me?
Let's assume that what Hevrect 35 claims is true, and that we are
Oh,
indeed
this glass
cut off
is
from
no
both
good
planets.
now.
Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's Great Spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread
How about you use the
that it
gold
cannot coalesce
SOC
and formulate a
SDK
will.
to make a Half-Life
Our
numbers
findings here indicate as
conversion
much.
to add or
Which
replace the
explains why we
graphics to
felt
make your
its
own
will where
game.
we did. The Wedge and Lenegus are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
What do you mean by that?
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume
You mean like
all
doing
astral energy. And the
doing
pursuit
something
of that
similar to
desire
Call of
is why
Fear?
you see
Or
Rena
not Call of
in
Fear,
its current
Cry of
state.
Fear.
As a result, it has turned
I
its
think that was
attention
used with
toward
the
Dana.
Half-Life engine, right?
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling
I'm not
from
opposed to
300
that
years
idea,
ago
but
succeeded, all
I
of Dana's
kind
astral
of
energy
also
would have
want to
been
try
seized.
something else.
But the ceremony
Instead of just
failed.
like ripping
Lenegus
off
was
somebody
severely
else's
damaged.
work, I'd like to do
You
something
lost both the Sovereign and
on
the
my
Renaissance.
own.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrect 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world?
Could be like a
To free
learning
you,
moment in game
Helganquill,
development.
from under its control? Why?
Fair point.
No.
Maybe I can like play around with the engine, but I don't think I'd make my first game through it.
As such, it is my desire to
At
see
least
how
be able to
your
learn the
actions
basics
impact
anyway.
and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean... you're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquill who inhabits Dake Phasal.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
Just some experience from my first game. Yeah. Only other thing that I need to figure out is time. What I want to do, if I want to stop streaming as much as I do, if I want to stop doing review videos and all that shit. Need to figure out when I could set time aside to actually learn as well. Thinking probably Sundays, since I have those days free,
right?
but
I mean, it's practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
Say a couple hours aside
To be
one day,
honest,
that probably
the
was
so
substantial.
long, I'm not sure I understood all of it. How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow it at all?
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana,
Okay, is the internet going out?
I would find its story much more difficult to believe.
The spirit
Looks
of
like
Rana
something
wants
is
to see
freezing up
Dana
here.
completely destroyed.
But why? Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, no, we're still good here.
If we're up against an entire world
think?
or what its game is. We're not going to let it
Yeah, we're
destroy
fine.
Dana.
Right.
There is one other thing that concerns me. How the Great Spirit, the Helganquill, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor into all this?
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevric 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquill, we never did find out just what they
Just
are
got home
either.
for you see your great notification.
Maybe it had a
Don't know
reason
why I'm
for
streaming
keeping it
early, but
silent.
awesome.
Or
Welcome to
perhaps
stream,
there's even
Woo
more
person.
going on.
The reason that
Maybe
I'm
the others
streaming
will shed more
early is
light on the
because
matter.
I wanted to try to finish this game up
Let's
today,
find
which we may be able to do. At least I'm hoping that we'll be able to do this in another hour and a half. That way next week we can move on to something else entirely. Which next game, again, I'm thinking about either Rise of the Ronin or Adam Wolf. Goddamn, what's with that armor? Am I royalty? That is the outfit for the Sovereign. Shionne's got a new outfit as well. Also, we were just here. We need to go to a different floor. Shionne's new outfit is great, but I kind of missed black for Alphen. Got to see panty shot from Shionne earlier, so you know that's great. And this leads to nowhere. Wonderful. Time to go back again. Gonna enjoy every letter of this sentence, but you're liking Persona 4 Golden a little more now? You should. It is the best game in that series. Okay, and this is where I already came from again. Do I just go back to the hangar area? Oh wait, is there something around the corner? What was that? Shionne's panty shot scrolls back. Go to around the 55-minute point. That's where it happens. Gonna try to clip it for later, but yeah. Great moment. I don't know where I'm going. Ah, here we go. But yeah, look at that outfit.
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renin?
Hmm? Oh, yeah, I guess so. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrect 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
Have you guys lived up here in Dag Fazel with Hevrect 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Hevrecht 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans. As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which would explain why Shionne and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself.
Booty
But
shot
from
from
what I
Shionne, glorious.
understand,
Also, you
the type
laughed
of
too at the
cloaking
guy
they
in
use
the
is
black outfit,
primarily
the face
achieved
he was
through mechanical
making.
means.
You
In
mean
addition,
Volaron?
they also use
Give me
hypnosis
the
devices and
timestamp
information
for that one,
control
because I forgot to
get us
put
do
that
what
down.
They wanted without being detected.
What was the timestamp
It's
for
a
that?
pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegus is still run.
But aren't the Helganquil themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Hevrecht 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegus? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just
About an
brainwash
hour
us
in?
or
Okay.
purge us outright. After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed
And there
it'd be
goes my
best to
charger.
simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead. Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Thank you for answering our questions. Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquil.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not.
What
There's
the
really
hell was
no
that
such
face,
thing
though?
as
He looked
Renans
angry,
in the
but like
first
at the
place.
same time someone was squeezing his balls. He looked constipated to
the
me.
Overseer explained
He
everything.
looked kind of like that Akechi face at the
Please, tell us more.
Shido Palace.
In a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquil.
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
There aren't, but there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means in their language, people of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of extinction, yes? In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there. That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquil kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use Astro Arts on Dana now.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and—
Enough! You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it. Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for filling us in.
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, some new revelation smacks us in the face.
Then let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
One more person. Oh, okay. Here we go.
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner! However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helganquil that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contest began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Hevrecht 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes, and yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that
Oh,
these
it's all
guys
as
have
clear
been
as
living
mud to
alone
me.
up here for a long time.
I was kind
Who
of
knows
closing
what
my
shape
eyes
their
through
minds
it.
are in.
And another one of these scenes, okay. You're gonna go on a happy stream, you'll be on when I'm
Feels
streaming
like
later
our
if I do
whole
so.
world has been
Yeah,
turned
we're gonna be
upside
doing
down.
Persona 3
Is
Reload
there
later
anything
on.
we know that's still true at this point?
So I'll see you then. Thank you for
Trying to
tuning in,
process the
Uwu
fact that we
person.
Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for. Does everyone agree?
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Rena's great spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil. Then the Helganquil created the Renans, who went on to invade and rule over the Danans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Danans all along.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. We should probably take it easy and rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things over, before we decide on our next move?
That's a good idea, Kisara. If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us. Because it's not just Dana on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds too.
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot.
Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans and the Great Spirit and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Danans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well, I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible. But at the same time, I realize that not every Danan is necessarily going to believe that either.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Danans have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Even just among the Danans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain, in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
And another one of these. Okay.
Everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, no, that the Helganquil made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Hevrek 35 has told us, that is.
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
But if Hevrek 35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I think it just means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. All of us together. And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
Make one, huh? I see. Right then. Count me in.
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Dan and mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Danans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dana anymore, right?
Shouldn't be unusual to begin with.
I know it's not as simple as all that, but
I think it is.
Probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Danan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Rinwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dana's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Now that you mention it, Hevrek 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dan is still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
We won't. We'll keep it safe no matter what.
Wonder, are Danans still not given surnames of their own? As crude of a tactic as it is, it's nonetheless an effective subjugation tool. But I suppose we aren't all that different. Their grandiose sounding ours are simply meant to identify an individual's formative background. Ah, here we go.
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
Whoops. Kind of dozed off again.
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one. I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shionne. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
To say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other Renans out there.
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dana, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in, if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis, or come down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash
These
over how
cutscenes are going on way too
I was
long.
blessed to have
I
sympathizers
think I've
among
slept
my
through
ranks.
each one that I've
Still,
played since
even now, there
talking to
remain
that old
hardened
man.
dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis, after this is all over?
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
Oh? What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator so that the Renans can live on Dana peaceably. As the one and only blazing sword, I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you. However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Danan society without any bloodshed. That is why...
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
You don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
Thank you, my friend.
And another one.
Well, it sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
What about you, Shionne? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them. Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this, it's been even longer than that. It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it, before it was too late. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call, is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Danan, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other.
As this cutscene's over, I'm gonna take a short break.
Huh?
I'm gonna keep this going for another hour. Hopefully I don't fall asleep, but
stuff like
I need to take a short break after this.
And embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that...
You know what?
If we have...
You know?
It's not... But if we... I think...
Yeah.
This is taking too fucking long. Let me guess, another cutscene on top of that, right?
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dana's still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shionne.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision.
Get on with it. Please.
Did Shionne tell it? It's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shionne's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Shionne's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
While the main body resides in Rena.
Shionne.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's Great Spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorns' connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the Great Astral Spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort.
Getting kind of antsy here. I just...
that is.
Can you people please just get on with this?
Our minds are made up. Let's go give...
Okay, we're skipping through this thing. I just want this off the screen.
More important...
I just...
Worst come...
Wait. In any case...
Right.
Alright, we're gonna take a short break and we'll be right back. I, need to go put this glass away and, get some water, so stay tuned. Okay, and we are back. Let us, see if we could finish this in the next 45 minutes. Or 55 minutes, rather. What's up, Dark Magnus?
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the Great Spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renus Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renus Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shionne described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit, and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shionne that she wouldn't die, that we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational. It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renus Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renus Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony, considering that the Renus Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed. I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process.
Gonna go see
all
me
you're
later.
gonna do is sit
Alright,
back
see you
and
around,
watch us
Dark
when it's
Magnus.
safe,
Thank you for tuning in.
Then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Havrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all. Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Man, is it too much to ask for Havrek 35 to talk like a normal person? I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry.
Take some time to completely repair your starship. I suggest you all get some rest in the interim. Yeah, let's rest.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Danans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Danans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Well...
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy.
Looks like we're gonna have to do one more stream after this.
I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Excuse me.
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Another long
Hey,
cutscene, right?
Why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle. So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before, about whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I think I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us...
Yeah, maybe...
Everett 35 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become. So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Ah.
To be honest,
This is kind of starting to drag a little bit now.
Dana's will. Well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh? No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were thinking?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
You sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Shionne?
Same as you, still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Hevrect 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the blazing sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma, but it's taken us this far, It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything
Listen,
that we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Danans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely
Well, I
everything
just
I've
wrote
got.
a pretty heated response to another bot scammer.
But if it comes down to it, I need you
Went
to be
straight to the
prepared
source
too.
this time. Death was encouraged.
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shionne. I'm going to fight this until the very end. And I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shionne.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shionne,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Phasal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrek 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
It should only take me about 3 more hours to complete, but we're not going to be doing that tonight.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's
Maybe I'll see about doing another Tales of Arise stream
on, Del.
tomorrow, just to
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
just bring the game to its conclusion.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
Yeah, also, we're not going to be watching any more of those cutscenes. Well, we're going to skip through it anyway. Like, we took too much time doing that earlier.
Shionne couldn't...
If I decide to stream this again tomorrow, then we'll listen to a couple of those, but right now I just want to get as far as I can before we shut down.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the Hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
I think we already established that, Law.
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shionne and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
Oh, there's definitely not going to be any shopkeeps on this planet.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever. Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
Okay, more of these things.
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
I don't think they care.
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
I knew there was something off here!
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game.
Blow away! Start up! This one's all mine!
Concentration!
I owe you one!
Here!
Raining slash!
Here, let me help.
Be still!
First aid!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Not on my watch!
In a bind?
Back into the fray! Annihilation!
Raining slash!
Radiant light! Here!
Rising Phoenix!
Thunder field! Searing flame!
Rising Phoenix!
Begin! Here I come!
Flaming thrust!
Field! Rising sunlight!
Now I can let loose!
Lunar corruption!
I don't know what I can do about
Perhaps now
I'm ready!
it. I really don't.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Dance in the wind!
Dazzle!
Air
Rising Phoenix!
Allow me to help you.
Be still! Mirage!
Come forth! Holy
Blow
glitter!
away!
Holy land! Here comes! I'll heal you all!
Dazzle!
Demon Land!
Lightning Thrust! Rising Phoenix!
Rain down and
Take it!
I owe you, Shionne.
Healing is what my arts do best.
Armor won't save you!
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Here goes! Here's a raging cascade! I never miss! Dance in the wind!
Here I go!
Field!
Rising Phoenix! Prepare to be
Say
seen!
this now!
River!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
My turn! No escape! Rising Phoenix! Dazzle! Stardust!
Burning strike!
Mirage!
Hear my
Take
call!
this! Cut! Be
Shining
still!
supernova!
Rising
Raging
Phoenix!
cascade! Sleep now! Moving through!
Be still! It exploded?
Don't get caught in the blast!
Mirage! Eat dirt! Heal!
You must be tired of healing me. I'm merely doing what I can.
Glad you're on us.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Dance in the wind!
Yeah!
And again! Air!
Mirage! Heal! Lightning Thrust! I'm ready!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Alphen.
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Danon slaves?
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
Well, looks like there are some Zoogles over there,
This
but
whole mission is over. We have to stay the course.
I think this is actually where we are going to save and shut down. About 15 minutes before I was planning on stopping, but at the same time, I kind of want to eat, then I got movies to do, and then I have to set stuff up for tonight's stream. Yeah, it looks like at this point in the game, we only have... Let's see... maybe 3 or 4 hours of game left, so if that's the case, tomorrow we may see about finishing this then. I was originally thinking Rule of Rose, or maybe some more Space Marine, but, as much as I'm loving this game, I kinda want it to be over with already. I thought that we'd be able to get it done now, but, sadly, that was not the case. But we'll figure it out. Anyway, later on tonight we are going to be doing more Persona 3 Reload, which is another game we're slowly trudging along with. Oh, and I also got my Vita TV as well, so we will be able to do Persona 4 Dancing next week instead of jumping into Arena. Be able to save that game for last, but yeah. This is going to be it for this stream. Be sure to tune in later, and thank you, Dark Magnus, Uwu Person, and Cosmic Echo for tuning in. Hopefully I will see more of you guys down the line, and here endeth the stream. Until next time, stay groovy.